and welcome to Political Quickie, your political show that subjectively discusses current affairs in South Africa and all around the world. My name is Maxeke. Now, there's currently a little bit of a confusion in South Africa going on right now. DERCA Minister Naledi Pandor was asked if South Africa is currently taking part in a vaccination trial. Now, the minister responded and said South Africa is taking part in a trial, and she saw documents to this effect, right? However, Health Minister Dr. Zweli Mkhize came out and said, no, we're not taking part in any vaccination trials, right? We are currently just watching the world and seeing what they're doing. However, the DERCA minister was not referring to the vaccination trial, but however, what's called the Solidarity Trial that is backed by the World Health Organization. Now, this specific trial is looking at treatments for COVID-19 and not a vaccination, right? So South Africa is one of 10 countries that is taking part in the Solidarity Trial. Well, they signed up earlier on. Right, countries who are also taking part include Bahrain, Spain, Norway, Canada, France. In fact, Norway and Spain are currently underway. There are 14 different South African hospitals that will be taking part in the trial, and they include Dr. George Mukhari, Chris Hani, Baragwanath, Charlotte Maxeke, and I'll put the rest in the description box. Now, this is how the trial will work, right? Number one, the patient must be 18 years or older, right? They must have already been in hospital or recently admitted, right? And so the information of this patient will be taken and entered into the WHO website, right? And then the WHO will randomly select one of 4 treatments for that specific patient. And then finally, that patient will be monitored to see if they are responding well and if they are healed by the drug. So these drugs, right, are drugs that have been used to treat previous viruses, outbreaks, diseases, etc., such as Ebola, SARS, malaria, and yes, you guessed it, malaria, which means that hydrochloroquine will also be one of the 4 drugs. Now, you guys will remember that that is the drug that U.S. President Donald Trump said is a game changer when it comes to treating COVID-19. I know that everyone is freaking out. There's so many conspiracy theories. My head is spinning. Your head is spinning, okay? First, it was the U.S. is responsible for it because it was amidst the whole U.S.-China trade war. Then it was, nope, it's China. China stands to benefit economically, so it must totally be them. The only way they can cripple the U.S. is through this way, because militarily the U.S. is way ahead. Then there's the rollout of the 5G, right? Then there's Bill Gates, right? It must definitely be Bill Gates because he previously spoke about how we need to prepare for a virus that will be easy to transmit and easy for people to contract. Now, we also found out recently that actually in 2014, former president of the US, Barack Obama, also warned governments that actually there is a pandemic on the way and governments need to prepare for that. So, look, there are 2 things that I've learned from COVID-19. The first thing is that, and this is from that entire saga with the doctor and the television host who asked the doctor if the vaccinations should be tested in Africa because there are no masks apparently in Africa, okay? And the doctor was like, yeah, we should start in Africa. And then a whole lot of Africans on the continent in the diaspora said, you know what, we're not guinea pigs. You cannot come to Africa to treat us that way. And the likes of Drogba and Etu came out, right, speaking on behalf of that. So it shows that when we're united, our voice and our message can definitely be heard, right? The second thing is that there are systematic changes that have been made by government. There are governments who've taken a more socialistic approach and are now providing universal health care because of COVID-19. There are governments who are currently putting money in the hands of their citizens, you know, the Andrew Yang way. There are governments who are identifying land, right, that they previously did not have for people who are overpopulated, and it's going to be easy for them to actually pass on COVID-19. So all the systematic changes that governments are making show that it's very much possible for them to make. However, inequality, poverty, unemployment are not enough reasons, compelling enough reasons for these governments to actually take these drastic steps that they are now taking. So the question is, now that you've seen that governments are well equipped and capable of making and taking these steps, what are you going to do when COVID-19 is over to ensure that the things that need to be done for your country, for your continent, for the world are really done? Use your talents to serve humanity, and I will see you soon.